Gentlemen, if you're over 40, this one's for you, especially if you've lived a little, learned a thing or two along the way, and now maybe find yourself asking one simple question. How do I level up without looking like I'm trying too hard? Because at least for me, I think that when you boil it down, on average, I would say that most guys just want to look cool, right? They want to look and feel like a badass. And also, when you walk into a room, you get sized up as that guy who's got all of his stuff figured out. Now, before I get too far, let's get one thing straight here. Looking good and dressing well isn't about vanity. It's about self-respect. When you hit your 40s, things tend to change. You don't get style points anymore for being trendy, but you do earn respect for being intentional. And I think that's where a lot of guys get it wrong, because I see it in the comment section on an almost daily basis. There seems to be an unfortunate, overwhelming belief that dressing well only means that you're trying to impress other people. And that's just missing the entire point. When you put on clothes that fit well and feel good and that make you like the guy that's looking back at you in the mirror, you stand taller. It's this mindset shift that you're telling yourself, I matter. I haven't given up on life, and I know my worth. And that is the kind of man who walks differently and talks differently. He's not trying to be young, and he doesn't look like a slob or like someone who's given up on himself. He's trying to be the best he can be right now and again tomorrow. But hey, you do you. If you like wearing the same old outdated stuff that you've worn for the last 20 years, this might not be for you, but I still respect your opinion to do whatever it is that you want. But if that guy in the mirror doesn't look like someone that you want to be anymore, it's never too late to make a change or start doing something new. Let me try to simplify things and talk about that timeless style formula, right? So what does timeless grown man style actually look like? So here's the cheat code. It's a formula that works every damn time, and you can modify it to fit your unique style. A nice, well-fitted suede jacket or tailored bomber jacket. It just adds instant presence. Dark wash jeans or well-fitted chinos. It isn't about anything really flashy. It's just all about nice, clean lines. Then we have boots or minimal sneakers. These are both incredibly functional, masculine, but never sloppy. And the finishing move would be something like a nice watch that makes a statement without screaming. It's a simple formula, but it just works because it's consistent and also age appropriate. And that, I think, is what builds presence and confidence. And look, I get it. We all carry cell phones, but a phone doesn't really say anything about you. A watch does, and a nice watch tells the world that you've got standards. And it isn't so much that watches just represent time, but also think about timing. Be the man who shows up on time, who respects his time, and who understands that time is the one thing we can never get back. And that's why I'm incredibly proud to partner with Aura Watches on today's video. Their timepieces are incredibly clean, strong, and versatile for any occasion. All right, a few weeks ago, I made a video talking about what not to wear over 40. And in that video, I mentioned smartwatches, and I got my ass handed to me in the comment section. I can understand why, but here's the point that I was trying to make, and I should have communicated it a little bit better, was that if you're trying to improve yourself and dress better, and if you're out somewhere nice, like maybe date night or a nice dinner, that's when a smartwatch is just not appropriate. Smartwatches are fine for several reasons, but being stylish and respectable just isn't one of them. If you show up to a business meeting or a big networking opportunity or to a job interview wearing a smartwatch, it just doesn't look right. And also understand, I don't make the rules, I'm just telling you how it looks. But something like this, on the other hand, makes a statement in a very positive way. And that's where Aura watches come in particular, these ultra-thin models. These are modern timepieces with an elegant and sophisticated appearance. The profile on this is only 6.5 millimeters with a 39 millimeter case, so it just wears incredibly comfortable. But if you want something a little bit smaller, with a smaller case diameter, check out their unisex models because this case diameter is a perfect 36 millimeters. These are made with Japanese Murrieta quartz movements. They use a sapphire crystal, and they also have surgical grade stainless steel. Now, there's going to be a link down below in the description and also a discount code that gets you 20% off. And there's no limit of how many watches you can add with that discount. So get one for yourself and also get one for her as well. You've got to go check these out. The link is down below. Let me jump back over to some of the basics that stylish men always wear, because if you're sitting there maybe wondering, like, all right, but what do I actually wear? Here's a quick checklist. A killer jacket, just like we talked about a second ago. Also consider neutral solid colors like navy, black, white, gray, and olive, and also a few shades of brown. These are simple to wear, they're strong, and they're easy to match. If you like to wear patterns and prints, that's okay. I would just suggest keeping it to a minimum and not wearing anything too loud, too bright, or too bold. Then, of course, we have boots or sharp, minimal sneakers. Now, keep these clean because beat up and crusty shoes will kill the rest of your outfit. Next are Henleys and polos and casual button downs. Nothing baggy or blousy, nothing tight, just well fitted to your body. Medium wash and dark wash denim with no distressing. Leave all the rips and tears for the younger guys, especially if you're trying to be a little more refined. Well-fitted chinos, like we talked about earlier, is another good option. You can also do different colors here, like navy, olive, gray, tan, and even some off-white and cream. Then we have a nice pair of sunglasses. Go for some classic frames without wearing anything like overly trendy like those giant blades or those wraparounds. Then of course, a nice watch. When you wear all of this together, you're winning. Not because anything is fancy or too expensive, but because of how it shows intention. You're a man who knows who he is and you dress like it. Now let me zoom out for a second here. Your personal style impacts your life more than you might imagine. It starts with the mindset. It reminds you that you're valuable. It reminds you that you're important and that you matter. It also reminds you that even when everything around you is out of control, how you show up isn't. You still have control over that. Because when you're over 40, that's kind of the name of the game, right? You don't need approval from anybody. You don't need to wear a clown suit to be noticed or recognized. You just need clarity and consistency. The clothes you wear should reflect that. I shared this on Instagram the other day and a lot of people really enjoyed it, so I want to read it to you right now. The mindset of a well-dressed man. He's not chasing approval. He's expressing who he is. He takes care of himself. He doesn't apologize for his standards. He knows his time is valuable. He's not trying to look like anyone else. He's only trying to look like the man he was always meant to be. He doesn't give up. And with that, gentlemen, if you made it this far, you are definitely one of the true legends. So please hit that like button to let me know you made it this far. And as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.